Welcome to Flash Tracks Woodworking. This is a companion video to the one I made that discusses the construction of this sled that fits on the table saw that allows us to produce straight edges on warped boards like this one. This video will show the creation of the drawing and toolpaths I need as input for this Shark 2 CNC machine that will produce the through holes and the pocketed holes for the heads of the bolts that are used for the clamps. Let's get right to that drawing operation.
I'm going to use Vectric VCarve desktop software, both for the drawing and to make the toolpaths for the CNC machine. To begin, create a new file. Our board is going to be 11 inches wide, 46¼ inches long, and 3/4 of an inch thick. I'm going to reference it to the lower left position where you see that red square at the bottom. So okay, we'll create that. Get a warning, it says that it exceeds the limits for this standard limits for the software, also exceeds the limits for the CNC machine that I have. So we'll be making this in two tiles, two runs, in order to make all of the holes for the clamps. So that's all good. So there's our board. We'll begin making our holes for the heads of the bolts that go into the clamps. So we'll do the through holes first. So I'll select a circle whose radius is 0.325 inches, and the center point of the circle is 3/4 of an inch from the left edge and 3 1/8 inches from the bottom. So create that. There's our circle. There's our through hole, our first through hole. Close that. Next we'll create one of the pockets for the head of the bolt. We'll use a rectangle tool, and that particular rectangle is going to be located at the same position, so 0.75 in X and 3.125 in Y. The width of the rectangle is going to be 0.55 inches and the height 0.83 inches. I'm also going to radius this pocket to better mimic what we see on the bottom of the bolt. So I'm going to put a 0.22 inch radius on that pocket. So let's create that. Let's center it. So now it's centered about the hole, so that's good. We have the pocket for the head and the through hole for the length of the bolt. But we've only got one now, so we need to create a series of these objects throughout this board in order to accommodate different lengths of boards, widths of boards, and so forth. So I'm just going to put an array of possible clamping holes on here. If I select one of the through holes, I can come to my array copy tool, and I'll make 6 rows and 3 columns of through holes, 18 total holes for possible clamp positions. I'll space them 3 1/4 inch along the X direction and 8 inches along the Y direction. And I'll group those copies for reasons we'll see later. So that's done. There's all the through holes. I'm going to do a similar operation for the pocketed head grooves. So copy those. Close that. So that's good. We've got all of the holes laid out now. One thing I want to add is a position of a rail that can be put on the bottom. 2 ways that the sled can be used: either clamp the bad board to this good square board and then run it through the saw by placing it up against the fence, or add a rail on the bottom that will fit in the groove of the table saw. So I'm going to at least lay out where that the rail would be if I decide to go that route. So let's come up here, add a new layer. We'll call it rail. And we'll make it green. And we'll come back to the draw rectangle tool. I'm going to reference this rectangle to the lower left corner of the job. The rail is going to be 3/4 of an inch wide. It's going to be the length of the board, 46.25 inches tall. It's not going to be radiused. The Y position is going to sit on the bottom, and it's going to be 5 7/8, 5.875 inches from the left edge. So there it is. So if I go the route of putting the rail on, this is where it's going to show up, and it's not. I can see that it's not going to interfere with the holes. So the drawing elements are now completed. The next step is to transform those drawing elements into toolpaths for a router bit on the CNC machine. So since it's too long to fit in the machine, we're going to do what's called a tiled toolpath. I'm going to click on this tiled toolpath, which will bring up the tiled toolpath manager. I'm going to tell it that I'm using tiled toolpaths, that I'm going to feed it through along the y-axis. My tile height is 25 inches, and they're the width of the board, which is 11 inches. Now, when I come over here to create the toolpaths, it'll create them in two separate groups. So we'll click on one of the through holes, which, because they're grouped, will select all of the through holes. I'll select the pocketing toolpath. I'm going to cut a hole to the depth of 0.8 inches, so it goes all the way through the board. I will ramp the bit down along an 1/8 inch ramp in order not to be forcing it straight into the material. I'll name this holes to distinguish it from the other toolpath, and we'll go ahead and calculate. It's telling me that it's going to go through all the way through the material, so I need to have a backing board or a spoil board underneath. That's good. Here are all the holes laid out on the board. Next, so here I've chosen the active tile as tile 1. If I chose tile 2, it'll show it up at the top of the board, and I can toggle between those two. Next, go back to the 2D view. We'll select the pocket for the head of the bolt. We'll select the same pocket toolpath. Now I'm only going to go 3/16 deep, 0.188. I'm going to use the 3/16 end mill. Same 1/8 of an inch ramp. We'll name this one heads. And calculate. So likewise, we have the toolpath for the first tile and the toolpath for the second tile. To see all of that, what it's going to look like, we can go to the preview. So we'll select all the elements and preview all toolpaths. So right now it's showing me that let's go back to tile 1, reset the preview all toolpaths. So now here are the holes that have been created. We see the through hole, and we also see the pocket for the head of the bolt. So go back to 2D, square this up, and unselect everything, and we're done. We've got our toolpaths. The only remaining part of the job to do is export these to a flash drive, take it down to the CNC machine, and then run these two jobs, and our sled will be ready to go if we're just going to run it up against the fence. Otherwise, we use the layout here to add that runner and put it in the groove on the table saw. Here's a clip of just a bit of the actual CNC routing operation. I'll point to a link to the full video at the end in just a few seconds. I'm showing here just a brief shot of both a through-hole drilling operation and a bolt head pocketing operation. And here's another short clip of the completed sled in action. This is part of the same video I'll link just ahead. Here's the completed sled. After completing the through holes and the pocketing for the bolt heads and the addition of this runner on the back side, it's ready to be installed on the table saw to straighten these boards for future projects. You just pull the boards, unclamp, pull the boards off, and we're ready to go. Thanks for watching Flash Tracks Woodworking. Hit thumbs up below if you liked it, hit subscribe if you'd like to see more like it, and I invite you to leave questions or comments below. The video tutorial for the sled construction and use is in the upper right, and there's also a video in the lower right for an American flag project that I made using boards that I straightened with this sled. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.